Hey guys, I'm Brandy from Eternal Harvest Decor, and today I'm going to be unboxing this new Dremel 8260. It is the new rotary tool. It has Bluetooth, it's battery operated. Let's go.
I'd like to throw a shout out to Dremel for sponsoring this video. This new model boasts longer runtime because it has a brushless motor, 20% more power, 20% faster. It's got some cool features and we're going to check it out today.
So the very first thing that I did was I used this QR code on the side of the box to go ahead and download the app from the App Store. I have an Apple. They also have the Android version there for you. You can hook this up and it will give you all sorts of information about your tools. So I did that first, and I noticed that it has a lot of information just on the app about what tool, the speed that you should be using for the bit in the tool, and they have all sorts of different bits for different types of usages. So check that out, very first thing, and I'm gonna go ahead and, so it comes with this great little bag. Let's go ahead and see. It's all packaged very nicely. Oh, nice, and it comes with a little bit holder. And it looks like right out of the box, they have included a few different types of cutting wheels here, grinding wheels. We'll have to take a look at those. Looks like there's a metal one. Okay, so we've got a metal, they're all metal, 1.5 discs. And this one is a plastic. So I've got 3 metal that come with it in box and a plastic cutting bit there. And then you've got your little wrench here, rotary tool holder. We've got our charger and the battery here, which I should probably go get plugged in right now so that I can do this video. I'm so bad at this. Let's see. There we go. I'll go get that plugged in, and then you have the tool itself. And this is a lot bigger than I remember the Dremel being, but it also fits. I have small hands, obviously, and this fits really nicely. You've got your lock component here, which allows you to turn and open your spot right there, and then you can put your rotary unit right into the collet and tighten that. Very cool. And then here it has a digital readout of your battery, the speeds that you're going, and then some information that will pop up here, which I'm not sure about till I go ahead and charge that battery. I wonder if it has anything. Let's check it out. See out of the box if there's anything. It does have a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and check on the app. It shows here that the battery is low, but I'm gonna see what the app says really quickly.
So I'm going to go ahead and open this Dremel app, and since this is the first time, I need to connect the device to my Bluetooth, which is pretty simple actually, and then I can see my battery is only at 2% and it needs to charge.
We'll try that out and see how far we get today and see if we can play around with some of the components and let y'all see what it can do. So one of the things that has always been a little bit intimidating to me with these Dremels is you have all these different kinds of bits and they all need to be spinning at different speeds with the tool to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. And it's always been kind of scary for me to figure out how fast they should be turning. I have used a Dremel in the past. I do not have one myself, but I have used them before, and that is really hard to figure out sometimes for a beginner or someone like me who's just not quite sure. So one thing that's really cool about this model in particular is that the app gives you all of that information. You can look up the bit that you will be using and it will tell you how fast you should be spinning, and you can set the rotary tool to be at that speed. So it takes out the guesswork, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, if you're new to this type of tool like I am, this rotary tool has a couple different ways that you can use these bits. For instance, you have these cutting discs, which look like this. And then you have these carving bits, which have a little shank and look like this. So with this tool, it can accommodate both. You will push down this little lock button right here, unloosen or loosen, not unloosen, loosen the collet, and you will stick the bit directly into this area and tighten the collet, and then that will be set to go for a carving bit. Now for a disc, they give you a bit that holds the disc in place, if I can use my fingers. It's really cold out here. So you will lock that collet again, loosen it. You will insert this bit, tighten it, and you can use the little wrench to tighten it. Make sure it's nice and good. You don't want it flying off of there. And then if you want to attach the cutting wheel, the Easy Lock cutting wheel is what comes with this model. It comes with an Easy Lock mandrel as well, and that's what you need to use with these cutting wheels. And it is so simple in that you attach that way, you pull those back. You pull those back, lock it in, turn it, and it is locked in place, like so. That's the easiest way to attach those that I have ever seen. And to detach, it's the same. You will pull it back, pull that out, twist, and right off it goes. Pretty cool. If this is your first time here on my channel, welcome. I am Brandy. I do DIY tutorials. I offer beginner woodworking plans for free, and I also do tool reviews every now and then to kind of go over the tool for beginners and how it works. And if you're interested in things like this, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified every time I come out with a new video. Thanks for being here. One thing that the instructions do note is that as you're attaching any of these bits, you want to make sure that you insert the bit all the way down. And then after you've locked the collet here, you want to give it a little test. Make sure it's in there really good before you turn the tool on, just as a safety precaution.
On the box, it shows that this cutting wheel can cut through a screw. So of course I had to give this a try. I got in the app and I set the speed for the wheel, and then I went ahead and cut the steel screw. Something like this could really be used if you were cutting trim or if you had an accidental nail or screw in a place where you needed to remove it. I really love this idea, and I cut a lot of trim and I've used a multi-tool for that, but this would work perfectly. Okay, anytime you're cutting metal, you are bound to get sparks like I just had, which is actually really cool, and I feel super legit when that happens. But this, as you can see, it cut through this with no problem. And if you're gonna be cutting metal, you wanna make sure that you have protective gear on, and you wanna make sure there's nothing flammable in the area, but it went right through that steel screw, no problem. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this bit and put in one of the wood carving bits and just see what I can do, play around with it a little bit. I'm really interested in these wood carving bits because they seem really fun. You can do a lot with them. They work on plastic, soft metals, and a bunch of different materials. So I need practice anyway. Let's give it a shot. Now obviously I need to do some practice on my wood carving, but I love this. You could do any kind of shapes. I know quite a few people who love to do wood art this way. Sometimes they'll carve out and then put like epoxy or something. They do flowers. They're way more talented than I am, but the point is here that this bit is capable of a lot. Such a cool tool to use. Now I have tried out the disc, which cut right through a screw. I've tried this carving bit now, here.
There's one more bit I would really like to try, and it's this carving bit, which is quite a bit smaller. It's 1/8 of an inch, and it's got kind of a square tip. As you can see here, it can be used on PVC, on soft metals, wood, and I'm gonna go ahead and just use it here. Maybe I'll get a hardwood piece that I have and see what design I can do with that. I've got a scrap piece of poplar right here that I'd like to try this bit in, and I'm just gonna remove the old bit the same way. I'm gonna go ahead and find my lock right here and twist this till it locks in, right like that. Then I'm gonna use my wrench that they send to go counterclockwise and unloosen, I keep saying that, loosen the collet there, pull out the bit, and I'm gonna grab my new bit and put it right inside. All right, I've got the new bit in. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and tighten it nice and good, and then I can let go of that lock, and we are good to go. That really was super easy to cut into this poplar, which poplar is a soft hardwood, but it's a hardwood nonetheless. And it cut through there. I mean, I'm not very good at carving, wood carving, but it cut into that with no problem. And I'm kind of thinking if I were to set up a guide and follow the guide, that this would be a pretty straight cut and pretty clean. So that about wraps it up for me. This Dremel tool has been really cool to review. I definitely think it's worth buying if you do a lot of DIY or projects, and it's got so many different options and different kinds of projects that you can use it on. So it's a cool, versatile tool to have in your arsenal. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like DIY videos, free plans, and videos just like today where I do tool reviews, make sure to hit that subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when I make new videos. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.